Here's my hot take, and it's probably going to piss a lot of you off. Men only want to be fed and left alone. And the reason that they get mad is because at least one of three of these things is not happening.
12 seconds later.
I'm laughing at myself because I just rewatched that video and wow. I'm too evolved for because in this moment, I am realizing that I have a lot of work to do around hating men. And who would have thought that if I want men to respect me, I need to respect them as well.
Here's my hot take that might ruffle some feathers. She is only scratching the surface, and absolutely she's right in that she needs to do a ton of work at dismantling her hate for men. But it is not just that men need respect. Like, absolutely they need that. Like, I think that is a human decency, like basic for anybody. But what the man needs that you're wanting to be in a relationship with is for you to understand men, for you to understand him. And that historically is what women struggle with the most, because what it takes from women is not always being right, taking accountability, saying I'm sorry, and putting the relationship needs beyond your own personal gain. That is what most women struggle with, even women that already respect men as a whole. Unfortunately, the men that come along and try to help her in the healing process, those are the guys that are like most likely the really good guys. They are genuine and they are patient and they are loyal. Unfortunately, those are the guys that end up getting the most hurt, and that is what's really messed up.
In my own personal experience, the difference in the male attention that I receive when my hair is straightened versus when it's naturally curly is astronomical. I receive much more male attention when my hair is straightened rather than when it is naturally curly. Why that is, I can just only assume that men are wired to find women with straight hair more attractive. Women can fully grasp and understand how rare it is to have naturally curly hair and the beauty of this rare physical quality. And I don't think men think that deeply, unfortunately. At the end of the day, it just really matters what you place your value and worth in. And if it's not stupid little boys that can't see the depth in anything, then you're on the right track. So
this is such a good example of how a woman will get mad at men for having preferences that do not match her. Of course, every man has different preferences. Some men are gonna love curly hair. Other men are going to love straight hair. Many men just don't care. Or maybe they kind of like the variety, like they like to see you both ways. But instead, you're mad at men in general, or at least the men that you're interested, that you want to like you. You're mad at them for having preferences that are different than your physical traits. So then you insult them and you shame them. You make it about their depth, like they just can't think that deeply. They can't see the beauty of curly hair. That is just taking it a little too far. And by the way, I will wear my hair both ways because my hair is actually naturally wavy. And what I have heard from my husband is that he feels like he can't touch my hair when it's curled. Like he doesn't know what to do with it. When it's straight, he feels like he can touch it. So I think that sort of plays in a little bit because it feels more approachable that he likes my straight hair a little bit more than my curly hair. For you guys that have made it this far, I'm going to put 3 comments down below and I want you to like the one that you agree with. Either you don't care, you like curly hair, or you like straight hair more. And then after a day, I'll make a follow-up video and let you guys know the results.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
Duh. Like, why? Okay, dudes who get women wouldn't go to a mixer because they already get women. They just exist and they get women. And then dudes who don't get no women, they're not going to go to a rejection buffet. They already taking L's in the DMs and on the streets and everywhere else.
I can't even lie. He's really telling some truth in them. And this is coming from a guy that was going to those singles mixers. Those events can get really interesting. Especially for me being new to the dating scene and stuff like that. It was always weird for me to go to an event and it'd be like 30 women and only maybe like 6 dudes. So statistically, you're like, oh, the odds are in my favor, but it's a lot going on. One, you have to have confidence to be in that situation. So if you ever have any esteem issues or anything like that, you will not thrive in that environment. And the second thing is, and I'll say for me, it was always a thought, okay, one, is there anybody here that actually is catching my eye that's physically attractive? Because that's, to be honest, at some of these events, it's not a lot of it. So is she physically attractive for one? Does she have good energy? Okay, cool. Now, is there anybody else? Because if I talk to this girl, that's probably going to X out my ability to talk to this other girl, because they've all seen there's only maybe 4 to 6 men here. So they're keeping an eye out for us in these environments too. So if I talk to her, that's probably going to any chance I have with anybody else in the room, or else I'm going to keep hearing, so what made you choose me? I saw you talking to the other girl. And that's not something we want to do. So that's the stuff that goes through my mind when I was going to those events.
Men marry the safe girl much more than they marry the dream girl.
Interesting theory. I wonder if that can actually be proven. Or is that just something that some women try to say to justify why they've been left by a man for a better woman? Because from what I have seen, most men actually do marry their dream woman, someone who brings them happiness and peace, as opposed to someone who brings them nothing but nightmares.
And that is because protecting their ego matters more to them than chasing someone who would never accept anything less than the best.
Let's be brutally realistic for a moment. There are some women out there who really have not the slightest idea what actually makes a woman a good woman, or has any concept at all of what many men consider to be marriage material in a woman. Because just a friendly reminder, a lot of men usually know very early on in the stages of a relationship if they're ever even going to consider marrying that woman. But the reason most of these women are so lost in the sauce is because they spend the majority of their time listening to other women, mostly single women, describe the best ways to keep a man in a relationship.
Yeah, women dress up for each other, not to impress men. Science proves it.
Crazy how women will quite literally completely change their mentality based off of just wanting to win an argument, right? For years they've been saying, for years, oh, we don't do it for men, we do it for ourselves. But the second that a man says, hey, you don't dress up for men, you dress up for you. No, we actually dress up for men. We dress to impress men. We've always done it to impress men. We want to get the attention. It's actually been true all along. Am I right now? Like, a woman will literally snitch on herself just to win the argument at hand. Doesn't matter if it disproves all of the other arguments she's ever addressed in the past. As long as she wins this argument, she'll make sure to tell you what the truth is to prove you wrong.
Women need to stop dating down. If you want to do charity work, volunteer. As a divorce lawyer, I see it far too often. A woman with degrees, drive, discipline, and dreams shackled to a man whose only ambition is comfort. She thinks love will level the playing field, and he thinks love means never being asked to grow. We don't talk about this enough, but dating down is a long-term liability, not just emotionally, but financially, energetically, and psychologically. When you date someone who isn't in alignment with your values, your work ethic, your lifestyle, or your ambition, you're not just carrying a relationship, you're carrying the weight of 2 lives and pretending it's love. He will let you pay for dinner, co-sign the car, help him find himself, and call you materialistic when you ask for bare minimum effort. The worst part, you'll justify it. You'll say he has potential. You'll say he's healing. You'll say we're a team, but only one of you is playing offense. Here's what I've learned watching hundreds of women walk away from these kinds of relationships. The resentment builds slowly. First, you stop asking for help because you know he won't follow through. Then you stop dressing up around him because he doesn't notice anyway. And eventually you stop dreaming out loud because every vision turns into a debate. And suddenly you realize you didn't just lower your standards, you erased them. Dating down doesn't make you generous, it makes you drained. It teaches you to silence your needs so someone else can feel secure. It teaches you to be grateful for crumbs because you once had nothing. But crumbs are not a meal, and pity is not a foundation. I'm not saying relationships are transactions, I'm saying they're partnerships. And if you're constantly the one showing up, funding the vision, fixing the mood, and holding everything together, then you're not dating, you're parenting.
Guys, you hear that? Because a lot of times you guys do that with women. You don't care if she has a job. You don't care if she could be stupid and y'all are still willing to date them. So you want to stop doing that, right? You want to date women that are on your level. So if she's not as successful as you, then don't even bother. Don't waste your time. If she's not able to make sure that you're okay, cook and clean and make sure that you have, you're ready for work, throw her out the door. Next. You don't need that.
Honestly, I do understand why, as a woman, you would feel a certain way that somebody didn't choose you first. But it's like modern women forget that you're at a dating event, right? So we're here to get to know each other, and we're trying to see who clicks with who. If I walk in, there's so many places to start. Where do I start? I'll start over here. That's what anybody's going to do. Like if you go into a store and you're in a line, they're not going to go to the middle of the line and say, why don't you come to the front? Well, who is first? And when you have a singles event or a singles mixer, I understand, like a mixer in general, I understand it's going to be a little bit different because you're going in and you're trying to figure out, okay, who's open, who's showing body language. I guess it's not going to be different in that case because it's not going to be, the first person that I see, because they might have their arms folded and they might just be kind of looking like this. But it might be somebody that's kind of open, chilling, and, I look at them, they look at me, and they smile, hey, how's it going? And I might go over, hey, how you doing, man? So did you just get here? And that you kind of spark up a conversation that way. So it's the first person who shows me some type of interest or body language or something because I don't know anybody here, right? So what made you choose me? I'm just trying to get to know people. I don't know anybody here. I'm trying to mix and I'm trying to mingle. Are you okay? Man, y'all shut up. Be quiet. That's what I'm saying. These modern women, they go to these types of things and they don't. They say they want men to come up to them and talk to them, but they really don't know how to act in that environment either.
You don't know what you have till it's gone, and you're curious that you think you can get better out there. So when did you have that idea, like, hey, what else is out there? I want to experience more, like maybe I can do better out there. When did you start having that, or did you?
I never thought, I didn't say, I think I could do better. I always knew what I had was good, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe just social media has a lot to do with it. Not everything, but you know, social media, you're looking at social media, everything, like obviously everybody puts their best moments, all their vacations, all their like, oh wow, like, oh, they're going to Italy again, like making little comments like, oh, must be nice, doing the comparing thing. See, I did that too. I did that comparing thing. So I did make him feel small at times. I did, I belittled him. I did the thing when I would get mad, and not at the 8-year mark necessarily. That's when it just started. But, as the years went on, I would get mad at, I'd say like a real man would do this, be a man. Like I would go there, and I knew he hated, like I knew that hurt him, and I would,
that hurt
a real
me.
Man this, so I would do that a lot. And it got to the point where I'd even be like, he starts, like raising his voice now at this point. Now he doesn't have respect for me, as the years go on, he starts raising his voice, and I'm like, so he'd raise his voice, right? And I'm like, okay, stop acting like a girl now. Let me be the emotional one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would say, it was almost like, let me see how much I can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're hurting me, but I'm going to do it worse.
And if you don't mind me asking, I understand what you're doing, and I get that, but what's the goal? I mean, I get, like, you did the comparing, right? Then there's maybe anger that you're not doing the same thing. So you're attacking him to hurt him. But what was the end goal of that effort?
Looking back, I think it's this. So looking back, when I was unhappy, and at the time I took it out on him. Now fast forward, we'll get into that because we separated, tried working it out. I got into another relationship. You start finding things out about yourself. But I was unhappy. So I just took it out on him. Once I was out of the relationship, that's when I'm like, okay, like this is a me issue. It's not even a.
Yeah. So you're angry, but after reflection, you were really angry at yourself.
Correct. Like, yes, I was unhappy in my own skin. I think I was I was the unhappy one.
I ended my engagement, and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. Choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life, are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pass, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up.
Oh yes, my village came through and they helped me pack and they prayed for me. We just had a jolly old time that I just wasted 2, 3, 4 years of this man's life. Got engaged to this man. He thinking I'm about to be his wife, and I just woke up one day and I said, F it.
This man who was fiending to say something, he even let me watch the girl's full video. She stopped herself from making a very big commitment to
a hard decision.
And a hard decision to tell a man, nah, bro, you said you was going to marry her. You got to do that. That is horrible advice.
I don't think that's what he was saying, though. I think
is 100%
I think what he spoke
said.
to was having accountability for the responsibility of the investment you made. Her friends championing her, I don't think that was all the way right. I think someone should say, girl, that's kind of messed up what you did to him. Oh, my village is amazing because what they did was support me, right? There is accountability girl, what you did is kind of messed up. Like, you have the right to walk away, but it's still kind of messed up that you were there with this guy for 4 years, you know. But in the same breath, once again, I will say no one owns anyone, right?
But you don't think that girl know that was up, that after 4 years, 10 years, that her making this decision to leave was up? You think she needed her friends
By
to
the
tell
video
her
she
that?
made and what she said?
not, no.
I didn't hear at no
No.
point that she said that she thought it was messed up.
We didn't even watch the video.
What she said
We
was...
didn't even hear the video.
Wait.
Now
What
you're
she
down.
said was, I have to choose me. Or everything she said was an I statement and me.
The point of the video was her making a decision for herself and showing her village being there for the decision that she made. And that's just the perspective of the video. But you don't think
But
that
what you're making is an assumption because there's no proof of it in the video.
When it comes to support from like your community, right, your friends, she had about 6-7 girls over there. You can't tell me that there was not one person that was like,
but what you're making is, once again, what you're making is an assumption. There is no proof of that.
I'm thinking that, listen, y'all men.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
As a wife in a healthy, happy, successful marriage, I've been with my husband since high school. I got lots of stuff that I want to talk to you guys about, so stick around if you want to know how to maintain a healthy, happy marriage. I'm your girl, Kiara Lachey. Let's get it. I did a video about my strict program. So I'm gonna tell y'all about his strict program because a lot of y'all loved that video and I just want to share his side. Okay, first and foremost, respect, communication, and transparency. I'm cool with that. I got to keep that heat on me everywhere I go. My safety is important to him. If I'm not with him, I have to know how to get back home. We hit the range, trains me on all those things. That's very strict in this house. I was getting my nails done one time in a private suite, okay? He pulls up, walks in, I hear, it's him, you forgot something. Puts it in my purse, gives me a kiss, and before he walks out, he says, stop forgetting this. Yes, sir. I can't wear anything to bed, bonnet, perfume, period. I cannot carry my own bags. He does not want me carrying bags, grocery bags, luggage, none of that. He says, don't embarrass him. I have no problem helping, but hey, I'm gonna let that man. Sometimes he'll let me carry a little bag so it feels like I'm helping. I'm cool with it. I do not open my own door. He does not allow, don't embarrass. I do not speak, ill of him. I only speak highly of my husband. I do not go out dressed inappropriately. I don't be in everybody's face. Kiki, when a man tells me, oh, you're beautiful, smile for me, baby, smile for me, baby. I don't be kiki. I don't do that. After I tell you I'm married and I say I'm not interested, I'm married, I'm happily married, get out my face. Have a good day. I'm respectful in my attire, in my actions, and in my words. Oh, I do not pump gas. I don't pump my own gas at all. I don't even look at the gas gauge. I don't look at the gas gauge. That's just not my problem. He doesn't want me to fill the gas tank up. I don't do it. I let him handle it. It's always full. Another thing, no clothes on in the house unless we have guests. For me, I'm cool with it. I hit the gym constantly. What I'm drinking right now, the Just Shred, I'm cool with it. I look good. No late nights out with my friends. So he wants me to stay safe. I can go frolic all day long, but at night, late nights, I'm in the house, home, cuddled up with my man, and my baby. And same for him. He goes out with his friends, but he's back in a reasonable time, both of us. I do not call him out of his name. I respect him with everything that I have in me, so I will never call him no hoe, no mother. Now, these are our strict rules in our marriage. This is what works for us. If you can't get down with any of these, do it works for your relationship. But this is what we do to maintain our healthy, happy marriage. We have rules, we have respect, and it just works. If you want to learn more, just kind of get a little big sister advice, big cousin advice, stick around and follow for more, comment, engage, make sure I know y'all paying attention. I'll see y'all at the next video. Love you. Mwah.
All right, so as someone who's been in the dating pool for at least the past 3 years, the majority, here are the top 5 things that I immediately swipe no for on dating apps immediately. I haven't seen anybody say it, so I'm going to say it. If I see a picture of a woman and she's not smiling, immediately no. Immediately. Like, I want to see someone that is expressive, someone that exudes positivity. Like, if you're not smiling in your photos, it could be for a number of reasons. I don't know. Maybe that you're insecure about something, but I want to know because I think a beautiful smile is so attractive. Number 2, if like your first video doesn't show your face, swipe. I'm not even. Yeah. Number 3, which I thought should be obvious, but it's not. You'd be surprised what's on these dating apps. A woman to say something like, you know, first drink on me as long as I get to use your card or bank account. What? Swipe. Odds are I'm going to buy the drink anyway, but not for you. Number 4, I know this is controversial, but profiles where it's more about your body than it is about who you are. Like, yes, show pictures, who you are. Obviously, attraction is important, so I need to see how you look. You need to see how I look. Cool. But nothing about yourself? Like, who are you? What do you like? What are you like? You know? Number 5, if you talk in caps on your dating profile, immediately no. If you can't articulate yourself enough and let whoever it is that's viewing your profile know who you are and how you feel without caps, I don't want no smoke. Immediately no.
So apparently she went out, got into an argument with a man, got to arguing with him and stuff like that. And then I guess like he tried to get physical with her. So she ended up leaving the club or whatever. Her friend stayed, she left. She ended up texting the guy that she was dating, telling him about what was going on. Instead of him jumping to her defense, he said, first of all, you wasn't even supposed to be there tonight.
Yeah, now that's
Secondly, why would you argue with the man in the club and I'm not there?
Yeah.
Third of all, why would you argue with the man in the club? Period. You don't know this man. You don't know what he got outside in his trunk. You don't know nothing. So basically he told her, you're wrong. You know, you don't listen. You're at this point, I don't even want to deal with you no more because you won't even allow me to lead. You don't listen to nothing that I say. I'm not about to lose my future. I'm not about to lose my life because I'm defending you when you decided to be dumb in that moment. So,
and you know, honestly, with the advent of social media, a lot of men, they don't really say much, but they do have standards. What modern women are coming to realize is that you're not the only one that is looking and checking out things. It's just that men don't say a whole lot about what they're checking out. They just eliminate you. That's really what it ends up being. You just get eliminated. And so now men, they're going further and they're trying to help you out and say, well, this is what we're looking for. Where are the men at? Why can't we find any men? How come he didn't like me? Well, I'm telling you right now, these are some of the things that I look for. And even going back to the woman talking about, I'm in a healthy, happy marriage. This is what I do for my husband. There were some things that she named her husband wanting her to do. And then there's some things that she named her husband doing for her, right? Well, I told you about my strict program that I run. Now, let me tell you about his strict program. I appreciate that because a lot of these modern women, oh, my husband don't play about me. And they go down the line about some, you know, after they're done, it makes it look like the man is a simp. But really, he's doing things in reciprocation to what she's giving him, right? He starts off as a man, he's leading and doing all of these things. She gives him back that energy and respect. And he says, oh, shoot, she does respect me. She really is down for me. I'm gonna do more. A lot of people leave that out. And so these modern women are thinking, I can stay the way that I am. He can give me the world. And it don't work like that. And they remain single.
It's not that he doesn't understand. It's that he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He understands what you're saying. He's not confused. He's choosing not to do it. Not because it's hard, not because you didn't explain it properly, because he doesn't give a fuck and he doesn't care about changing. And he knows it's going to frustrate you to the point where you actually just stop nagging him. What you need to accept is that it's not a lack of understanding. It's a lack of respect. He does not respect you. And yeah, some men stay with women that they don't even like because it benefits them. Because it's easier to have you there than to be all alone. It's convenient. It's comfortable. Especially if you're cooking and cleaning for him. Especially if he can beat you down emotionally so that over time you just start accepting the little breadcrumbs he gives you. So every time he says, I don't understand, he does. He understands.
He's acting confused, but what he's really doing is he's testing how much you will tolerate. Every time he plays that game of pretending to not understand, he's just asking you to lower your standards until they are literally on the floor. And if you stay, he'll keep doing it until the version of you who knew exactly what she deserved feels very, very far away. It's a pattern. It's manipulation. He knows exactly how to do the thing. He's not confused. He knows exactly what he's doing. He understands.
Deal breakers that you just can't compromise on.
Deal breakers, trauma. Have you dealt with your trauma? Are you ready to move on? Some people are still stuck in the past, and I'm not the person for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe. Why have you popped your balloon on Yaya?
So the reason why I popped my balloon was because he talked about trauma, and he's basically not the one to deal with anyone who has a traumatic past. Or I'm not saying I have a traumatic past, but I just feel like as a man, you know, you should be able to deal with any circumstances and have patience to be able to be like emotionally intelligent. You know, you never know what anyone's gone through, and I just felt that was a put off for me.
How you gonna blame him for you having unresolved trauma? He's saying you have to have gone through your therapy, worked on it with somebody, and have it at least partially healed before he come into your life. Why the f*** he should have to deal with trauma he ain't helped build? That don't even make sense to me. Why would he have to deal with trauma he didn't help create? She talking about as a man, you supposed to be able to handle everything. What the she talking about as a man? What his gender had to do with that? As a man, you got to deal with this trauma.
She has a point. I'm not arguing that. Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on what you mean by the trauma?
So what I mean by that is most people are not ready to move on. They're still dealing with their past. And if you're stuck in the past, there's no future that you can build. And once you're ready, then you should move on. That's right.
Okay, but maybe perhaps some people need more time. So
I did
you have
mention
that
patience. I said one of the qualities that I'm looking for is someone that is patient. So if I'm looking for that, that means I have patience.
Why is she saying you need patience? If somebody need more time to get over their trauma, why the f*** are you dating if what you've been through is such a... I don't understand. If you going through something, why you even worry about dating?
Okay.
However, if you're not ready to move on, and you haven't dealt with your own trauma, I've got my own trauma that I've dealt with.
Okay.
I feel like it's only fair that you meet someone that was also on the same level with you. It's easier. Yeah.
That's fair enough, and that's your preference, so...
Thank you.
Yo, not even being the Red Power Ranger could save you from these birds.
What is this woman talking about? His shoes cost more than her makeup.
I am a tattoo artist. I am a Power Rangers actor. I'm the Red Ranger for Power Rangers Mythos Wars. Stunt choreographer, MMA fighter, and I play football as well.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm not a real big fan of the dreads and the ends with the red.
Oh, with the
yeah.
That's it's kind of my staple because like all of my peoples know like, my colors are red, black, and gold. So they know me from my red dreads and my Power Ranger helmet. So that's why.
Wait, did they just release the show or are they?
It just got finished casting and we're shooting in June.
Eyebrow slit in the 2 different colors.
Okay. Well, okay. So for one of those, the eyebrow, my stylist like did that.
Oh.
She thought it would be a stylist.
Why'd you let it happen?
What if it wasn't my decision?
Well, you let it happen. Again, impulsive.
Agents, contract, stylist.
Oh, it was for the role.
Yes, it was.
Okay, you didn't lead with that. Now I feel bad.
Homie does MMA, tattoos. Above all, he's the Red Power Ranger. Are you kidding me? Got his own stylist, got all this going, and all these chicks don't hear none of that. They go, oh, I'm not digging, the red tips on the dreads. Yo, my dreads define who I am, for real. Like, the most important thing to you, bird brain, is my hair. Or my shoes, and then not even being knowledgeable. Like, imagine if a shorty has some real expensive, heels on, and you were like, like, those heels or whatever, and she's like, these heels cost, $2,000-$3,000. Like, what you talking about my heels? And obviously, he ain't gonna say nothing like that to her, but she don't even know what them shoes cost. And then he's telling them, I got a stylist, it's contracted, this is what I do. And to them, they're like, nah, not enough. Yo, hypergamy is crazy in these chicks. Entitlement. Like, I just don't understand. There's almost nothing you can do to make these chicks happy. And then shows like Pop the Balloon, I get it. They get a lot of views and but you're not gonna find love on this. At some point, I'm starting to think this is all for show and clout, but nevertheless, it's here. Being the Red Ranger will not save you. Yo, I'm telling you, you could have all your friends, be Power Rangers, you could be an X-Men, and it still wouldn't be enough for Shorty to be like, nah, I'm not digging the fit. So don't mess with these bird brains. Try to get you some traditional. Don't get you some chick with a big following and none of that, trying to get show and clout and get mad validation. Do you be a king? And that's it. Not even being the Red Power Rangers enough these days.
Biggest lies couples believe about marriage.
Number one, if it's real love, it should be easy. Not. Real love, you're taking two imperfect people trying to merge as one, and ain't nothing about that easy.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Here's one. The right person. If I just marry the right person, they'll automatically understand me. Not. Okay? People understanding each other comes from the work that the two people put in to understanding the person. Signing the papers ain't making that happen, okay? It's the work you're doing behind closed doors.
Another one, people believe that marriage is 50-50.
Yeah, a lot of people believe that.
Now, it depends on the season, you know what I mean? Marriage can be 90-10, 60-40. Sometimes she might carry me on her back. Other times I might carry on my back. It's all a give and take relationship. It ain't the same as 50-50 all the time.
Yeah. A lot of people think when you arguments means that you're like the marriage is having tons of problems. Like that's not true, right? Arguments, disagreements is a part of growth. It takes two mature adults to learn how to sit down and work through those problems. And if you avoid those hard conversations, you're going to do more damage in your relationship. You can believe that. Okay, so you got to learn how to work through it.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Last thing, just a little bonus. A lot of people think like we get married, all our problems is going to go away. Not, okay? Those problems just become bigger problems when you become married. So the only way those problems are going to go away is the two of you sitting down, making a conscious decision of how important your relationship is to you, and you're going to put in the work, right? Nothing in life worth having comes easy, right? If marriages was easy, everybody would have wonderful marriages.
Everybody.
So you and your partner have to make a conscious decision of where that relationship ranks and the time and energy you're going to put in it to make it a success.
That's right.
So these are just things that people believe about marriage that ain't true. All right? Just our 2 cents. Deuces.
That's right.
One of the highest honors that a man can bestow onto a woman is the title of wife. Not every woman wants to be a wife, but they cannot become wives on their own. Somebody needs to ask, right? Now, on the other side of that, one of the highest honors that women can bestow onto men is the title of father. Not every man wants to be a father, but they cannot become fathers on their own. Now that we understand that both of these things are of very high value, ladies, I'm going to need us to raise our standards because I'm seeing a lot of kids and not a lot of engagement announcements. And that is never something I will advocate for, especially when that saga typically ends with you all coming online to complain to us that the father isn't doing enough, when in reality, he probably didn't want to become a father. And we know that he didn't want you to be his wife. So most of us don't want to hear it. Like, I don't. Y'all got to stop just trusting these men at their word that he said he was going to be around. If he really wanted to, he would have asked you to marry him. And we all know that. Apparently, except for you.
I mean, just these modern women, they're going to keep on chasing the wrong man. They're going to keep on going for the wrong man as long as they live, and then turning around and blaming it on men. At what point in time are we going to say, hey, this was my fault. I had a hand in this. Let's say this guy that you're talking about, that the lady was talking about, genuinely didn't care. Let's say he genuinely didn't care. Let's put 50% of the blame on him. At what point in time are we, as our modern women, going to take accountability? That's what it always comes back down to. Because I can guarantee you, This is not your first rodeo. Y'all have been in relationships with the same type of dude and will continue to be in relationships with the same type of dude until your 30s. 30, 35, and now you're looking for a good man.
You know what I just realized about relationships? A guy starts off by putting 100% in the beginning of a relationship. And over time, that will slowly go down from like 100 to 95 to 90 to 80 to 85. And then you...
So as a man who's done this in countless relationships, pretty much every relationship I've been in, my perception, this is just my observation, my own personal experience. The reason why the effort will go from 100 and just start going down is in the beginning, giving 100 was appreciated. It was reciprocated. It was enjoyed. It was exciting. It had all that good stuff, right? Then something happens and all that excitement about everything that you once, everything you did that once brought excitement, energy, reciprocation, respect, all of a sudden, all that stuff's not getting that anymore. You can come up with 1,000 different reasons as to why. It doesn't matter. So then the effort starts to decrease. It is what it is. And once you start realizing you're not getting the respect, you're not getting the same vibes, the same energy, you're not, getting the appreciation, and for everything you do, you just start doing less and less. And before y'all say, well, you should communicate it, let me explain something to you. You can communicate a lot of things in a lot of ways to try to get people to understand, and they won't. Not that they can't. I don't believe people can't communicate. People refuse to communicate because they have no problem communicating it to their friends and their family. They just won't communicate it to their partner. So this is just my perception, just my observation from my own personal experience. Take that as you will. Food for thought. Maybe possibly people should, I don't know, appreciate things more. It's the same. Have a go.
It says a lot when a man is at peace and that said woman is no longer a part of his life. When a man reaches a point where he is calm and unbothered and distant from that woman, because that kind of peace does not happen overnight. Believe me, that's a man that went through frustrations, conversations, and effort. And then something in him shifted, and this is what women miss. When a man gets to that place, it is no longer anger, it's detachment. So now the things that used to matter to him does not hit the same. The arguing, the emotions, the tears, even the effort, it does not move him like it used to. Because mentally, he has already created distance. And once a man finds peace without you, he never will feel the need to go back to what disrupted it. And this is what women got to understand. When a man feels better without you, it is over. He will never come back, no matter what you do. If you are a man that's currently in this state, bravo, my brother. I am so happy that you chose you.
If a man says he doesn't want a relationship, but then he starts doing boyfriend things and acting as though you guys are in a relationship, he is just testing you to see if you are willing to give him all of the benefits without the commitment. What he's saying is, I like what is here, but I don't like it enough to want to commit and do all the things that you want and need. But if you're willing to accept less than, I will keep showing up and taking what you're willing to give me. Do not be bamboozled by this. Do not try to be the girl who convinces the guy that she is worth the relationship. You don't want a man that you had to convince to be with you. You want the man who is trying to convince you to be with him. If moving forward, you are only going to deal with men who are willing to commit to you, I want you to comment commit in the comments.
Yo guys, as somebody who's been single for 8 years, literally my whole 20s, I'm gonna say this. I feel like I'm in a place where I'm so confident and in love with myself and what I believe in and how I portray myself. When it comes down to dating, like, I just don't want to settle. I just can't do it. I think I'm in that point where I have such high expectations about who I want to be with. And I know the next person I'm going to be with is someone I know I'm going to marry. So I'm just not in a rush to date someone just to date. I feel like a lot of people who are my age, who are about to turn 30, there's like a lot of pressure. Like, oh my God, I need to get a relationship right now. Like, I need to settle down. Like, I need to have kids soon. Like, all this stuff. And like, listen, we're in the age. Like, it isn't the 90s anymore. Like, you really got to make sure you settle down with the right person. You know who's actually you're going to settle down with and be with and be long term with, because that person can really dictate the rest of your life, the rest of your 30s, and, you know, whoever comes ahead. So
yeah, guys, just lock in. Lock in on yourself. Take your time to really love yourself and really understand like who you are and what you can offer someone and, what you actually need in a relationship. So that's where I'm at. I'm about to turn 30 in a few months, and like, I feel very blessed and very happy to be where I am today. So love.
Let's talk about those lies we keep telling ourselves. You know, the ones when you're single and you tell yourself a lie like, there are no good men left. Well, girl, they're everywhere. You're just looking in the wrong places with the wrong mindset, probably. Lie number 2, I'm too busy for dating. Oh, really? But somehow you're not too busy for 6 hours of TikTok and stalking your ex's new girlfriend. Lie number 3, I have high standards. No, honey, you have walls. That's a big difference. Standards help you choose the right person. Walls keep everyone out. Lie number 4, the right man will accept me for who I am. Well, no, if you are a spoiled, entitled princess, no quality man will. So self-improvement isn't optional here. Lie number 5, I'm fine being single. Well, you're fine until you see a cute couple at brunch and you spiral down for days. So let's just be realistic. Here's the truth. Being honest with yourself is the first step to finding love. Stop lying to yourself, start getting real, and follow for more dating truths that will make you feel called out, but you'll make progress. Follow for more.
Where you calling me from, sweetheart?
Michigan.
Michigan, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay, 27. You have any kids?
Yes, I do.
How many kids?
I have 4 kids.
You have 4 kids. How old are your 4 children?
I have a 10-year-old, and then I have an 8-year-old, and then I have a 4-year-old, and I have I gotta think, she's 6 months now. Yep, okay.
But how many men, Nay?
Who are you talking to? What do you want? No, you said. Are you serious?
Yo, you just told me
Okay, sorry, because he was just saying he wanted to be single, and now that I'm out here looking for someone,
why did you even on that anyway?
Leave me alone. Like seriously, go back over there and cry like you was.
Yo, see what I'm
That's
talking
weird.
about?
So what was the question?
Now you gonna tell me I could sit here and think about it, and then you sit here.
No, he always. So you know Kendra, you be watching her show?
It don't even matter. How do
you know Kendra's show? Wait a minute.
How did you
how did you know it was Kendra?
How did
you know it was Kendra?
I can hear her voice. I can hear the voice.
Kendra, don't you think that's a little suspicious that he just know your voice? That means that he be on here watching it, right?
Get off that shit.
Yeah. No, I gotta go. Thank you. No, come here.
Download the Kendra G Singles dating app now, available on iPhones and Android phones.
My homegirl sent me a post that basically states that black men are the worst men to date and they are not romantic.
Now, ladies, I want you to take this video as a lesson of what men will do when they simply don't like you.
They treat being romantic like a crime.
Being romantic is not a crime. These men are just not romantic for women they don't think are worth it. Sorry.
You can see a lot of black men result into other races because they feel like black women are so mouthy because we stand up for ourselves and we have confidence in ourselves.
See, now not only are you putting down black men in this video, you are now stepping on every other race of women because apparently black women are the only ones that stand up for ourselves in relationships and demand respect. Is that the take you want to have?
And all we be asking for is simple respect that can't even be given. They think that it needs to be earned.
And this really is my final straw because you're dealing with a man that doesn't respect you. That means he doesn't like you. He just doesn't like you. Stop dealing with men that don't like you. They might want to sleep with you, but that doesn't mean that they like you. If they refuse to be romantic, if they refuse to respect you, if they think that all of this has to be earned, they just don't like you. Try someone else. I don't know.
This is why women attack men when they're happy.
Women attack men when men are happy?
Mm-hmm.
What's an example? Oh, like sports.
Exactly. Ugh, he's so full of himself. And we'll just have me to take him down.
So wait, why do women do that?
Because happiness and power comes together in a man's body, and the power is scary. And so we have to diminish the power. So we will attack them when they're happy. They come home, they caught a big fish, or whatever it was they did. If it wasn't something that I did that gave you that feeling, then that's a problem. We never say, you hurt my feeling. No. You hurt my feelings. Because they're all right here, and it feels like you stabbed me in the chest or you crushed.
You know, if you really look at it, if we're honest, there were some of these relationships out here that didn't, you know, you might hear a woman say, oh, well, you know, I just feel like, you know, I really didn't like him at first. But the more I got to know him, then, you know, he's been the best person, and I'm so glad I married him. I've heard stories like that, right? Nowadays it's a little bit different, but just because these modern women don't give the men a chance, they might not, some of these ladies, it's not necessarily that they're not attracted to the man, but they want something more. They think, I feel like this is a good man, this is a good option, but I feel like I can do a little bit better. Right? You know that old saying about, you know, women going into the store and they going up different floors and confirming, is this the man that you want? He's everything you want? Yeah. And then they confirm, yes, this is the man that I want, but they keep on saying, I want to see what's out there. I want to go to the next floor. And then they finally get to the top and they say, well, where's all the other men at? You ran out of men. This is how some of these ladies are. They come into contact with a good dude. It's just, I think, you know, even though he looks good, there's a little bit more. I'm gambling. And most of these modern women, if they were to go to Vegas, they would lose their shirt. They would lose their shirt because they're terrible at gambling. They're just playing the odds, knowing that the odds are not in their favor at all.